here we have a direct comparison of the second generation, which is the WM02 versus the successor, WM03. So over here you can see very different. WM02, the casing is a transparent top, successor translucent, but both have the company name printed on the lid, and you can see the length of the case. This is like WM01, it's squarish, boxy. This is elongated, pill shape, flip it to the side. You can see WM02 is taller, WM03, the case is shorter, but of course it's wider. Now in terms of space it takes up, so using my palm comparison, you can see that WM02 casing sits right in the middle of my palm, plenty of space around the side. Next I put WM03, you can see it taking up a lot more space on my palm with a little bit of space on the left and right, but with a lot of space on the top and bottom. Now to give you more of a visual comparison of how much space it takes up for both here, so you can see WM03 case is basically taking up almost all the space on the bottom half of my palm, whereas for WM02 it just sits in the middle with plenty of space on the left and right side. Right, let's look at the front of the case. Very identical signature. This is an eclipse lid, so that you can actually bring up the case lid. Both are able to be opened single-handedly. A bit of different here is like over here there's no resistance. Not too sure if you can see it, but when I open up the lid, there's like a tack, there's like a snap in place towards the end, right? So it doesn't move when I swing the lid. So you know, you don't need to bother about the earbud, the lid. When if you're gonna take out the casing in any angle, right, from any angle, don't need to worry if I do the WM02, because there's nothing holding. So just slight movement and the lid will close. Alright, so that's the main difference. There's no snap in. Of course, both lids are very smooth operation, very easy to open them. So yes, LED light on the front, single LED light, same on both. To the bottom, both have additional information. On the back, so you can see orange USB-C. So both device, the second generation and the successor, both actually have the Baseus rapid charge technology, which is represented by the USB-C charging port. On the WM03, there's a physical button. There's none on WM02. Both matte finishing throughout. Second generation is transparent, third generation translucent. So over here you can see very clearly the positioning of the earbuds are very different. On WM02 it's kinda like vertical. WM03 is at an angle, and you will also notice the utilization of the space within the area housing the earbuds. So for WM02 mainly is maximized, whereas for WM03 it's not really. Only the bottom half of the case they actually maximize to house earbuds. Top half is matte and has some wording here with the product name. And besides that, it's also the detail on the left and right. I'm not too sure if you can see very clearly. Maybe it's only readable at, so they are here, you see, left, right. So it's only readable at certain angle, right, which is not very practical. But over here on WM03 is very readable from any angle because the main background is actually glossy, and then the wording here is actually crafted out using matte circle background, and then the wording itself is actually glossy. So it's actually very readable from any angle, almost any angle. You can tell that this is the left earbud, this is the right earbud. Next, let's compare the earbuds themselves. I'm going to compare left and left. From WM02, this is the left earbud from WM03. Put them side by side. You can tell that the signature is identical. The design is very similar, right? Both are actually oval shape, including the touch area as well. Better close up. Okay, you can see where the ring light is on WM03, even though I didn't remove the sticker. So this is the same with WM02. Both uses the same ring LED light, and a little bit different is that there's a slit here at the bottom. This is for the microphone. For WM03, right, you move it down to the bottom here. Then let's look at the sides. So very different here. Over here on the WM02 is actually a rubber padding. This is for grip, additional grip. Whereas for WM03, they actually replaced the rubber grip with metal air vent to relieve the pressure from our ear canal. And you can also see a difference in the color treatment as well. So for the WM02, it's matte throughout, top and bottom half. But for the WM03, the bottom half is actually glossy, so it's a fingerprint magnet. The top half is actually matte. Look at the back. So on the WM02, the shape is actually symmetric, which means the left side and the right side is the same. What do I mean? If you look at the WM03 earbud, on the left and the right, over here against a light background, you will tell, like the left side here is taller, right side here is shorter. So if I put it side by side, you will see the difference. It's very, very obvious. At the touch command area of WM03 is slanted at an angle. Another thing you can realize is that the ear tip on both generations is, the position is very different. For WM02, it's still within the margin here, right? But for WM03, it's sticking out to the left side, way out, you can see here, right? If I compare them, you see. Bottom of the ear tip, alright, you can tell there's a huge difference in terms of the material used. So for the WM02, it's still kind of like plastic, but for the WM03, it's really, using a metal to cover the audio outlet. Then we look at the bottom of the pogo pin. So they're both the same. WM02 uses 2 pogo pins. WM03 uses 2 pogo pins as well. But over here, you can also see, when I put it side by side, that kind of WM03 is like fatter. And that's of course because it's probably need to accommodate more technology, like spatial audio, all this kind of stuff, bigger battery within the earbuds. Right, so this has actually been a physical comparison of the WM02 and the WM03.